So I wanted to talk about the previous video that I did in part one about white women and braids and things of that nature. Now I'm doing part two, basically. So basically, as you can see, with this whole situation, it's kind of like I find it really weird that people always act like, they can police what people do with their hair, you know, because they think that a style belongs to black women when black women weren't even born with braids in their hair. So, I mean, like, it's hairstyle, everyone maneuvers their hair into being. No one's hair is naturally braided. Someone else could argue the same thing with straight hair, with weaves, with blonde hair. People could say that same argument to black women, and how evil would those people be perceived if they attacked a black woman for wearing straight hair, for straightening her hair, for wearing blonde weaves, or for dyeing her hair blonde. That would be so wrong to attack someone simply because they did whatever they did to their hair. Just the same as it's wrong to attack and try to police a white woman into not wearing braids and telling her what hairstyle she can wear with her own hair. Especially many of the times, like in the last situation, we were talking about blonde braids. Specifically, blonde hair is not in common with black people all that often, yet you're gonna try and claim it. You're almost like, I've seen some people who even would claim like blonde curly hair as their own identity, when it's like you have to dye your hair to get your hair blonde like that, or extensions or whatever you have to do to put your blonde hair in your hair. So it's just kind of like, how are you going to claim this woman's natural hair color just because it's curly? You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't get why people do that. But I think oftentimes these people may, think that they are somehow able to police what people do with their own bodies, but wouldn't be able to receive the same criticism. It's only one-sided. But I want to get into this story, so let's watch.
Surprising story coming out of Boston that involves some young girls who appear to have been radicalized. Matter of fact, there's a whole lot of girls and young people in Boston that apparently have been radicalized, causing havoc in the downtown area. And one incident that happened involved 5 young teenage girls who are now facing charges for beating a young white woman, for wearing braids. Okay, yes, I want you guys to understand. Allegedly, these young girls, about 5 of them, were filmed jumping a young white girl, a 19-year-old girl, because she was wearing braids. Okay, so I want to talk about this because I've been...
And that vitriol you could see in the previous video I did on this. That type of thinking is what precipitates this, and the kind of content and the kind of platforms that support this type of behavior or channels like that, who think that they have a right to a hairstyle and they have a right to tell white people what to do with their own hair. Continue.
Been warning about this for a long time, okay? With the radicalized racial rhetoric coming from the left, this is what you get. This is the natural consequence of it. So with that being said, before I get into this, I just want to let you guys know, if you like my channel and you want to support my channel, you can do so using the links in the description below. You support Patreon, you support PayPal, you support the merch. There are multiple ways to support the channel if you would like to do so. So we're going to go ahead and play the news clip of what happened here and what's going on in Boston, so you guys get a full understanding of what's going on. However, I will say, because it's YouTube, I'm not gonna play the clip of the girls actually jumping the woman. But if you want to see all the extra stuff, you can go to my Rumble channel and watch the video there, okay? So just keep in mind the YouTube version of this video is gonna be edited to take out all the violent parts, just to make sure that it's YouTube friendly. So without further ado, go ahead and roll the news clip.
5 young teenage girls are charged in the brutal beating of a young woman in downtown Crossing. Witnesses say as many as 20 teens swarmed that victim before the attack. Boston 25 News reporter Drew Creed is live in downtown Crossing, where Drew, police say it's a group really been harassing the area for a few weeks now.
My name is Ozzy Fumo, and I'm running to be your next Clark County District Attorney. As your next DA, I will be even-handed in my approach to justice.
A few weeks now.
Gary, investigators say teenagers have been attacking people and vandalizing businesses here in downtown Crossing. Witnesses say as many as 20 teen girls as young as 12 pounced on a young woman, punching and stomping on her, all apparently because of her hairstyle.
I see them chasing after her, pounding on her. Knocked her off her bike and just got on her and kicking her, punching her.
The unprovoked attack that Christopher Jackson says he witnessed by the flower stand he works at involved a large group of violent teenage girls and a young woman who was trying to get away from them.
And I heard them saying something to the white girl. She had braids. The one that they beat up.
A police report says the attacker shouted white expletive with braids before the beatdown near the intersection of Washington and Winter Streets Monday night just before 7. When witnesses tried to intervene, police say the teens got violent with them too.
And they were going after them. I mean, little girls after adults.
A responding officer says one of those girls yelled at him, "What you want to do?" before being met with a sudden punch to his face. A police report says the teens also attacked other responding officers and hurled racially motivated insults at them. And what's reportedly just the latest in a recent barrage of juvenile incidents in the area, involving fighting, disturbances inside businesses, vandalism, assaults on citizens and police officers, and civil rights violations.
They always here, they always fight. And I was called the cop.
The owner of Black Seed Cafe says the cops were called to his restaurant last month for a wild fight involving teens. And just 2 days before that, police say aggressive teens attacked an 81-year-old man inside a nearby McDonald's.
That's what I mean. That type of behavior with the whole braid situation is what feeds into this. When people act like they own a hairstyle or own a style so much, they will inflict pain and violence onto another person because they think they were wronged when they were never wronged, because it wasn't their body, their decision, their hair to choose what they were going to do with their hair. And braids aren't a black feature in the first place. So this is just what I'm saying. That's what creates this. So thanks for watching. Bye.